Hey everyone, I'm Tejta, a first year BTech student in CSE with a specialization in data science at CMR University. This video is part of my C programming course assignment, and today I'll be talking about a very important topic, basic concepts in C programming. The contents I'm going to talk about are introduction to C, data types in C, operators and its types in C, array and its types in C, pointers in C, strings in C, control statements. Introduction to C. The C programming language and the Unix operating systems were developed by Dennis Ritchie at Dell Labs in the United States during the late 1960s and early 1970s. C is known for being fast, effective, and close to hardware, making it great for system programming. It uses simple syntax and provides control over memory through features like pointers. Many modern languages like C++, Java, and Python are influenced by C, still widely used today in modern technologies and systems. Why should we learn C? C is a fast and simple programming language that helps you build strong programming skills. It is used for creating operating systems, games, and embedded systems. C allows you to work closely with hardware and memory, helping you develop a strong understanding to how computers works. C is easy to learn and works on different types of computers. Basic structure of C includes studio.h is an header file and a preprocessor command. Int main is a main function where the program starts. Print, then you go with the open flower bracket. Printf is the output statement, then return 0 ends the program, then close your flower bracket. Next, data types in C. Data types are used to notify the type of value assigned to a variable. Four basic data types in C are as follows: int, char, float, and double. Data structure. Data types are of three types: basic data types, derived data types, user-defined data types. Basic data types: int, char, float, double. Derived data types: array, pointers. User-defined data types: enum, structure, unions. Size and format specifiers of data types. Char, signed char, unassigned char are the data type. Size of those are 1 byte. Format specifier is %c. Shortened or int, size is 2, %ht, %b. Unassigned int, size is 2, %u. Long int, size of the byte is 4, %ld. Unassigned long int, size is 4, format specifier is %lu. Float, size is 4, format specifier is %f. Double, the size of the bit is 8, percent lu, lf. Long double, size of the byte is 10, %lf. What are operators in C? In mathematics and programming, operators are symbols or functions that perform operations of values or variables. Operands. Operands are the values of variables that an operator acts upon in an expression. In other words, operators are the inputs that operates perform to produce a result. Example, in the expression 5 plus 3, 5 and 3 are operands and plus is an operator. In the expression x into 2, x and 2 are the operands and into is the operator. Operands can be constant, variables, or more complex expressions depending on the context of the operation. C operators are classified into several categories based on the type of operation they perform. Arithmetic operation perform basic mathematical operation. Relational operators compare two values. Logical operators perform logical operations commonly used in conditional system. Bitwise operator on individual bits of integers. Assignment operators assign values to variables. Increment or discriminant operators increase or decrease a variable value by 1. Conditional operator or a ternary operator, shorthand for if-else statements. Types of operator. There are three types: unary operator, binary operator, ternary operator. Unary minus, incremenent, discriminant, and logical. Binary, arithmetic, logical, relational, bitwise assignment. Ternary is condition. First, unary operator. Unary minus can be written as y is equals to minus y. Incrementant x is equals to plus y, or x is equals to y plus plus. Discriminant operator. Example is x is equals to minus y, or x is equals to y minus minus. Logical not x, logical not x is not less than or equal to y. Binary operator. First, arithmetic operator. Addition x plus y, subtraction x minus y, multiplication x into y, division x divided by y, modular x module y. Relational operators. Greater than x greater than y, less than x less than y, less than or equal to, example, x less than or equal to y, greater than or equal to x greater than or equal to x is equals to y, not equal to x not equal to y. When to show if the two variables are equal to each other, you use two equal to values. When a single equal to is used, then the variable is storing the given value in it. Logical operator, logical and logical or logical not. Bitwise operators, AND, OR, XOR, complement, right shift, left shift. Assignment operator. Assignment, sum and assign, subtract and assign, multiply and assign, divide and assign, bitwise and assign, bitwise or and assign. Ternary operator. Syntax of ternary operator is expression 1 question mark, expression 2 is to expression 3. This is the given example where x is given as 5 and y is given as 2. Next, array in C. An array is a data structure used to store a collection of elements, typically of the same data type, in a contiguous block of memory. Each element in the array can be accessed by its indices, with indexing using starting at 0. This is the length of an array, which is 6, starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to so on till n minus 1 values. First element is always 0 and the last element would be n minus 1. Array initialization in C. General syntax: data underscore type array underscore name, square bracket, size is equal to value 1, value 2 up to so on. Example, int number size is 5 and the elements are given 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. 10 is assigned in A0, 20 in 1, 30 in 2, 40 in 3 and 50 in 4. Access array element in C. To access an array element in C, you use the array name followed by index in square brackets. Indexing in C is 0 based, meaning the first element has index 0. The elements are arranged one after the other in adjacent memory location. These elements are accessed by numbers called subscripts or indices or index. Syntax: array underscore name square bracket index. 0 is the starting element and n minus 1 is the last element. Accessing outside the array bounds like number 5 here leads to undefined behavior. Given example is include stdio.h in int main. Int number 5 is the size of the array and the elements are 10, 20, 30 and 40. We are trying to print out the first element, first element which is assigned in 0, third element in 2 and fifth element in 5 fifth element is an invalid undefined behavior. Types of array in C. There are three types: one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional. One-dimensional array, a linear collection of elements stored in a single row. Two-dimensional array, an array of elements like a table with rows and columns. Rows and columns. Multi-dimensional array, an array with more than two dimensional used for complex data structures. One-dimensional array. A one-dimensional array is a linear list of elements of same data type stored in contiguous memory location. A one-dimensional array has only one indexes to access its element. Syntax: data type underscore type, array underscore name, size. Data underscore type is a data type where example int, float and char. Array underscore name is name of the array and size is the size given to it. A1, 2 and 3 are the elements or the array size given. 2000 this and 2002 are the memory location. Now let us see a simple one-dimensional array example where include HTTIO, then you're gonna give the size of the array and the elements, and then you're gonna for loop it where int I is equals to 0, I greater less than 5, I plus plus, we are incriminating. Print the element at indices, then return 0. This is the output where it is a one-dimensional array. The elements are 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Next, two-dimensional array. A two-dimensional array is an array of arrays that stores data in rows and columns like a table, and elements are stored continuous memory location. A two-dimensional array uses exactly two indices to access an element, one for row and one for column. Syntax: data underscore type, array underscore name, rows and columns, where data underscore type is data type, example int, float, char. Array underscore name is name of the array. Rows is the number of rows in 2D. Columns is the number of columns in each row, given as A00, A01, A02, A10, A11, A12 is assigned in this form. Now let's see a simple program for two-dimensional array. First, we are gonna start with the header file, and then we'll declare and initialize the matrix, and the row has 2 and 3 and given values. Next, we are gonna do the for loop for each other row and column. For int I is equals to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. For int I, j is equals to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. Then we are gonna print the row and column. After that, print and then return the value, where you get the output in form of 2 is to 3 dimensional array, which is 2 dimensional. This is another way to represent a two-dimensional array where you're not gonna initialize or declare any element values in the input, and you're gonna ask for it, where you'll give the header file include stdio.h, then int matrix 2 3, 2 rows and 3 columns, and you're gonna for loop it. Int I is equals to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. For int j is equals to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. Then you're going to print out the position, then you're going to scan the positions of the elements to be initialized in rows and columns, then print the 2D array elements. Print the elements of 2D array. Then for loop it, int I is equals to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. For int j is equals to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. Print the matrix, then print the total value. written. This is the output. This is the output where you're gonna assign the values and then get the final answer. Next, multidimensional array. A multidimensional array is an array with more than one index, commonly used to represent data in grids, tables, or higher dimensional structure. Higher dimensional structure. A multidimensional array has three or more indices. Syntax: data underscore type, array underscore name, size 1, size 2, size 3, up to so on till size n, where data underscore type is the type data. Example: int float char. Array underscore name is the name of the array. Size 1, size 2, up to so on until size n defines the dimension. Example: rows, columns, depths. This is a simple program of an multidimensional array. Multidimensional array, you can do it in both ways, where you can initialize or declare the values in it, or you can initialize the values in the output. Here is where you will initialize it in the output, where header file include studio.h, then int main, int x is equals to 2, y is equals to 3, z is equals to 2, int array x, y, z, print, enter the get user input for each element of the 3D. Print, enter the element of the 3D array. For loop it, int I is equals to 0, I less than x, I plus plus. For int j is equals to 0, j less than y, j plus plus. For int k is equals to 0, k less than z, k plus plus. Print, enter element at position. Then you'll scan and print the 3D elements. Print the elements in 3D are for loop it, int I is equals to 0, I less than x, I plus plus, print layer. Then for loop int j is equals to 0, j less than y, j plus plus, int. For int k is equals to 0, k less than z, k plus plus, print out that array and then print the total value. And the output's gonna look in this way, where you're gonna initialize the value, then get the output in 3D format. Pointers in C. A pointer in C is a variable that stores the memory address of another variable, allowing indirect access and manipulation of the variable's value. A pointer in a C is declared by using the asterisk, which is a star, which indicates the variable in a pointer to a specified data type. Pointers are essential for dynamic allocation in C using functions like malloc, alloc, relloc, and free from the studio.h library. C pointer declaration. Syntax: data underscore type asterisk pointer underscore name, where data underscore type, this specifies the type of variable the pointer will point to, like int, char, float. Asterisk or star, this symbol indicates that the variable in a pointer, meaning it will store an address, not an actual value. Pointer underscore name, this is the name you give to the pointer variable. Example: int asterisk ptr, which is pointer. Int, this means the pointer will point to an integer type. Asterisk ptr, the asterisk or star indicates ptr is a pointer, specifically a pointer to an integer. Ptr, this is the name of pointer variable. Example for a pointer declaration in, we're gonna take three examples. Int a is equals to 10, variable declaration. Int asterisk p is equal pointer variable p equal to ampersand a, assigning a variable. First, int a is equals to 10. This line creates an integer variable named a and stores the value 10 in it, where 10 is getting stored in the variable a, int asterisk p. This declares a pointer variable that can hold the address of an integer, where this can hold the address of the integer given to that variable. P is equals to ampersand A. The ampersand operator is used to get the address of the variable A. This address is stored in P, so now P points to A. String in C. A string in C is a sequence of characters stored in an array with the last characters being a null character. Which is /0 to mark the end of the string. A string literal is a sequence of characters enclosed in double quotes. In C, strings are not a built-in data type like in other languages such as Python or Java. Instead, C treats strings as array of characters. Each string is a contiguous block of memory that holds characters, and string is terminated with special null character 0. When you assign a string like hello in double quotes, C automatically adds the null terminator at the end. Example, hello and 1 2 3 4. String initialization in C. In C, strings are declared as character arrays. There are 4 common ways to declare a string, which is a syntax for all 4. First one, using double quotes. String literal character string square brackets equals to double quotes hello. C automatically adds the null character /0 at the end. Using character array with individual characters, char string is equals to h one quotation ELLO /0. Here you must manually add the null character, declaring a string with a fixed size. Char string with size as 10 is equals to hi in double quotes declares a fixed size array with room for more characters, good for user input. Using operator to string literal, char star string is equals to hello in double quotes declares a pointer to a string literal stored in read-only memory, not modifiable. String operators in C. String length, string strlen returns the number of characters. String copy strcpy copies string into destination. String concatenation string appends string 2 to end of string 1. strcat in bracket str1 str2. String compare strcmp str1 str2 compare strings returns 0 if equal. Convert uppercase strupr converts all characters in string to uppercase. Convert to lowercase strlwr converts all characters in string to lowercase. Functions for reading a string. Functions scanf getchr gets. Scanf reads input value white space. Getter reads a single character from input. Gets read an entire line including spaces. Functions for writing a string. Printf prints format output to the console. Putchar prints a single character. Puts prints a string followed by a new line. Examples are given. Now let's talk about what are control statements in C. Control statements in C are instructions that determine the flow of control in a program, allowing for decision making, looping and branching. Types of control statements: decision-making control statements, conditional statements in C, go-to statements in C, loop control statements in C. Decision-making control statements in C are simple if statements, if-else statements, nested if-else, else if statement checks a condition. If it's true, the code inside the block runs. If false, nothing happens. If-else statements checks a condition. If it's true, runs the first block. If false, runs the second block. If-else if ladder used to check multi-conditions in order. The first two condition blocks runs, others are skipped. Nested if statement inside other if or else block, useful for checking multi-levels of conditions. If statement definition is executes a block of code only if the specified condition evaluates to true. If else statement continues one block of code if condition is true, otherwise executes another block if the condition is false. If else if ladder, a chain of conditions where multi conditions are checked in sequence. The first true condition blocks is executed. Nested if, as if or else block inside another if or else block used to test multi-levels of conditions. Switch expressions is case 1 break, case 2 break, case 3 break, then a default. Switch statement, a multi-way branching statement that compares a variable against several constant values and executes matching case blocks. A control statement that compares the values of variable or expression to multi-condition cases and executes a matching case block. It's used as an alternative to multiply if-else statements when breaking for equality. Example given will be switch day, case 1 Monday, case 2 Tuesday, default. The switch statement is multi-branch selection statement used to execute one block of code among many based on value of a variable or expression. If most useful when you need to compare the same variable to several constant values like numbers or characters. Key points of switch statements: the expression inside switch must be an integer character or Ernie type in C or C++. Each case is followed by constant value and a colon. The break statement prevents fall through running into the next case. The default case is optional and runs if no cases match. Without break, the switch will continue executing all the next cases fall through behavior. Next, go-to statements. Go-to statements. Go-to statements are used to transfer the flow of control in a program. Go-to statements is known as jump control statement. Syntax: go to label underscore name. Example: go to odd. Or example: go to a specific step. Next, loop control statements in C, which is of three types: for loop, while loop. First one will go with for loop. For loop is also known as a pre-test loop. That statements under for loop are executed until the condition is true for expression 1, expression 2, expression 3. Given expression 1, statement 1, statement 2, content, then still statement, and the flowchart is given as expression 1 gives expression 2 gives true value, then body for the loop and expression 3 and continues. If it's a false value, statement n and the loop's gonna stop. Next, loop control statements in C. Next one is while loop. A while loop is also known as an entry loop. In while loop, the condition is tested first, then statements and body of the while loop will be executed. While condition, statement 1, statement 2, so until statement 10. Flowchart condition: if true, body of the while will loop again and again. If it is false, it will directly exit. Next, do while loop. Do while is also known as an exit loop. In the do while loop, the statements will be executed first and then condition is checked. Do statement 1, statement up to so on, while condition statement. Flowchart condition, body of the loop, then condition. If it's true, the loop begin. It keeps on looping. If it's a false statement, then the last statement is statement and it ends. I hope it helped everyone out to understand the basic concepts of C programming. Thank you.